Hey everyone, thank you for being here. Dawn Virgins Tarot, here with your bonus May reading for the sign of Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. So thank you for being here. Cards have been pre-shuffled and laid out. We can go ahead and get started. So straight away, what I'm seeing is someone who is kind of on the bounce back. They are trying to build themselves back up. For some people, it's after or on the heel of something that was devastating, or at least it was um, uncomfortable or inconvenient. Something happened, and it for some people it took they took a hit to their self esteem. It could have been like a situation that was humiliating. Um, that made them feel unvalued. Unvalued, is that the right word? Misvalued, unvalued. Okay, unvalued. Um, yeah, this could have been for some people a relationship or someone who was with someone that was either they were a player, like they were dealing with multiple people, or there's someone who had a lot going on, like they have a lot of different um, priorities, and they didn't make this relationship one of it. Like they didn't or one of them, like they didn't value the relationship enough to do that. um there's someone in a work situation that may have been humiliated because they were dealing with someone who wasn't a good leader. Like either they gave this person, like they gave the person, or so okay, so someone gave someone a lot of obligations and responsibilities. They would never acknowledge the person's value, but it's like you could tell that this person was an asset because they put so much of the brunt of work on this person. But because this, like the leader, whoever this King of Wands energy, like low vibe King of Wands, like they are just so stubborn and kind of like pig headed that they wouldn't um like they treat people as peons, like they look down on people. And I feel like the ego aspect could have taken a hit for this Virgo energy, or whoever this is for, whoever Virgo may be involved with. They took a hit to their ego because they felt like this person would see them in a different light than they see other people because of their attributes and what their capabilities are. They felt like, okay, you know, they're not gonna, like, I'm not one of the others, you know what I mean? Like they value me more than the rest of them, but things happened or something kind of transpired, and it was obvious that, okay, I guess I'm no different than everyone else. This is just someone who isn't a good leader. They're very like selfish. um yeah, I feel like there's someone who is like, this is kind of irking someone. I'm feeling for some, this is just because you feel like, okay, the audacity of this person, like you may be angry about it. I feel for some people it's a situation, well, I'll just say it like this, like you can't, I know, like there's someone who wants an apology, or they want, how we want people to see the error of their ways. We want people to see themselves, like I could get beyond this if this person would just apologize or just this. But I feel like whoever this is, they would never acknowledge any wrongdoing in any situation. So we're going to have to let karma and time deal with that. I'm feeling this is something that you should just completely pull yourself away from. Um, this tower, it's about clearing space. It's not just like the devastation that is surrounding it. It's about clearing space for new opportunities and for something that is more aligned to you. So this is something or someone that was never on your soul journey to begin with. Um, and maybe it just, you know, at the expense of our pride, sometimes things still happen to kind of jolt us. And I think that this is that situation because of what we have coming in is something. Well, anyways, we'll get there. What Virgo needs to focus on. We have the World card and the Page of Cups card. Clarified by the Page of Cups card. So this is saying there is someone who needs to focus on either A, just getting themselves or putting themselves back out there. Because if this is a relationship situation for a lot of people, I'm feeling that this is something you want. Like there is someone who is ready to move forward, and find their person and get on with with life, with their future, with building their future. So, and because if this, if they took a hit, because if this is a relationship, I'm feeling like there's someone who was dealing with a person who, I don't know if I already said this, but they had, yeah, I did say that part. They had either multiple partners or multiple responsibilities and didn't make the person a priority. This is also, or could have been someone, like they possess both of these qualities, or alternately they could be someone who is a very extreme type of person, like they don't see other people's perspective, like they're not trying to hear it. um you see like this, and because these cards right here, like this group of cards, this is kind of like the characteristic of, or characteristics of the people or persons involved in this situation. So we have like this Nine of Cups energy and this Knight of Cups energy, right? And it's like they're coming to this situation. It's like they're coming from a place, like their heart space, like an emotional space, and they're coming at this kind of resistant energy, because we have the Hermit here. I'm trying to show you from my vantage point. The Hermit, which is someone who is kind of in their own world, which in this situation, all of this is kind of low vibe. So this is someone who is just not trying to hear it. They're in their own world. They're not making their person or their employee or the person they're working with a priority. They're someone who, always is like, it's just a difficult person, very like snarky, or just, nitpicky, or just um too hard to please or get through to. And then this Knight of Swords, just again, someone who doesn't listen, someone who doesn't hear people out, someone who acts before they think, who may be a little bit haphazard. They could be someone who is an extremist, or someone who has like, who believes skewed takes of things. Someone who believes the conspiracies like at their most extreme, and can't have a conversation. It's always very one-sided. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. I have a lot, there's a lot of different signs here, but the most prevalent are Leo, because we have Leo here, we have Leo here, we have Leo here. And then we have Pisces, Pisces here, Pisces here, Pisces here. Um, so those are the two most, prevalent signs. But we also have Virgo, we have Sag, we have Gemini, we have Cancer, some Taurus, and Sagittarius as well. But again, Leo and Pisces is the main energy I'm getting. What was I gonna say? So knowing that, so clearing your karma, not letting this situation pull you down, knowing that this person is really a waste of time, because this is someone who, I know you've heard of the phrase, how does it go? A wolf in sheep's clothing, but this is like a sheep in wolf's clothing. Someone who tries to be this type of energy, like this grandioso type of persona, but they're just not that. It's like this King of Wands. I'm feeling this King of Wands and the Knight of Swords, like someone who wants to be this, and maybe their situation is such, like maybe just through happenstance they may be in a position that puts them in this King of Wands light, but they're not um, who they're cracked up to be. But that's neither here nor there as far as you're concerned. It's just time to move on, and it's time to let in the good stuff. But what we have in your what's coming up for Virgo, we have the Empress and we have the Three of Cups. So um, if you're looking, if you want a family, if you want, if you're looking for your person and you're very adamant about that, I feel like that is something that is going to come in for you. Like when things happen that are devastating, it's so important to just accept it for what it is and move on, because by staying there, it's like we're blocking the good stuff. So getting back out there, because I feel there is a celebration around surrounding childbirth. Now there could be someone who is already with child, and it could be by this person, so they may be a little bit a little bit concerned, which is understandable. Like if this is a relationship and things didn't work out, and and then like you're carrying this person's kid, I mean, that adds a whole nother layer to it, of course. But even in that case, you can still move on and be happy. But you just, the checks, the balances, just doing things with tact, and not feeling like, okay, well, this is my situation, so I have to be with this person. If this person is abusive, if they're tyrannical, if they're just, if they bring more stress than they do good, it's like there is just no point. But that's your decision to make if that is your. But for others, this is about birthing something, like something that you were setting out to do. Now there's some sort of awakening happening where it's like, okay, now I can focus on what it is I really need to be doing. Like that wasn't it, whatever it was, but there's something of value in this. Like I've learned something from this situation that I can apply to my next step. When I was shuffling or when I was pulling my letter cards, like it's cards that I pull just to kind of um get a little bit more clarity. And because it's a collective, of course, it doesn't scratch the surface to everyone who may view this, but some things I got as far as situationally. Um, so the word cue, the word basket. With the word cue, if this is like a work situation, it could be something like an office job where like in you the work that you do, like if you're in a call center or some sort of office where you pull maybe applications or something like that from a queue, like you have a lot of work, like you're doing something involving metrics or something like that, and you were always doing really well, but you weren't being compensated fairly, or you just weren't being regarded. Alternately, okay, so and then we got the word basket, which for some, this for me, after meditating on it, I felt like it could be something involved in sports. So it could be a rec center, it could be a school, it could be something involving sports or like sports medicine. I also pulled the word major. For me, that gave me the connotation of like a major in the military. So you could be dealing with someone who has a military affiliation. Um, and they could also play sports in the military. You know how some ranks, I mean, I don't know specifically how that goes. I think my brother was in one, he was in the military, but like play basketball in the military or something like that. Um, as far as the names that I got Katie, I got D or Dee Dee. I got a name ending in a Drick. So like a Cedric, a Frederick, a Kendrick, a Chadrick, or I don't know, something like that. Katie, what else did I get? Katie, Jorge or George. Jorge or George. And yeah, that's all I can think of right now. I think that, but again, take that with a grain of salt because it's the collective, but that's just what came up. So there are great things ahead. Again, so and if you do put yourself back out there, this could also be kind of like a forewarning for someone, like to be careful because I am getting a really big sense of like fertility and birthing. So if you're not trying to have a kid or you haven't met that person yet, like you're just like having a little bit of fun, be very careful. Um, but overall, this is a very good reading. There is something really great coming in for you. We have this world card, we have the Empress energy, and we have the Three of Cups. So there's a lot of celebration and good things being birthed from the situation that was again, very devastating or humiliating or, um, just kind of took a toll on Virgo. I'm going to pull a couple of cards really quick just to sum this up. Thank you guys for being here again. Give me just 1 second. Okay, so this card we have, I am not limited by others' perceptions of me. Wow. I am not limited by others' perceptions of me. We were just talking. I love that so much. I love when things are just right in sync. And on the back it says, when was the last time I let someone else influence decisions that only impact me? What can I do to loosen their hold on me? So again, yeah, this Nine of Swords, someone has been kind of ruminating, like they're, even though they're in this they're focused on this Nine of Cups and this Nine of Pentacles, which is complete fulfillment as an individual, in the um, both in foundation, finances, and all the things that are fundamental to our tangible realities, and the Nine of Cups, complete fulfillment in our emotional. I'm sorry, I'm out of okay. And complete fulfillment in our emotional space, and you're focused on that, but you can't help but just kind of feel, like, wow, I've invested so much time. I can't believe this person, thinks so little of me. But it's not about you, it's about them. And so yeah, like, it's time for you to it's time for you to allow yourself to remove that stronghold that they have mentally over you. This one says, I find joy in the little things and take nothing for granted. And I feel like we can all, take something from that. On the back it says, how can I be more observant today? What am I expecting to go right today? So yeah, there's something going on again, like I mentioned. There is some value here, even though whatever situation you may have been in or maybe going through may be just a cluster of just BS. There is something that you have picked up or that you have acquired or attained that is lending to your future success within a situation. It is not connected to this, but it's something that you can take from it, definitely. So that's what I have for you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully that made sense. I will see you guys next time. Dawn Burgess Tarot. Have a great rest of your May. Bye.